Hi, very warm welcome. It's Jim from Avstar. Guys, we'll be doing the latest pole shift in the next couple of days. We're targeting it for around about the 4th of this month. So the only thing I wanted to add to that is, look, we don't raise a lot of money on this channel. And, the only way we get support to continue doing what we're doing is if people support us on PayPal and become one of our patrons. And, we are seeing over 2/3 now reluctant to support it. Yet we are the only observatory that I know of, that a lot of you people know of, that is recording for the public and not being biased in doing it. What I mean by that is not having a corporation pay us to do it and to manipulate the data. We're doing it and giving it to you. So, it would be nice if we could turn this situation around. The reason why we've got this picture on the screen is because I feel very sad that I had to watch this meeting and I was shocked. And everyone I know is talking about this meeting that took place in the White House with the President of the United States and the President of Ukraine. And I'm appalled by the behaviour of Donald Trump for more than one reason now. This is just another one. I mean, I'd love to know if any Americans are watching this, how they feel about the administration that is being run by Donald Trump right now. And on the back of that, we'll come back to this meeting, but on the back of that, I want you to just reflect on what he said. Putting tariffs on Mexico, putting tariffs on Canada, saying that he's going to annex Canada and make it the 51st state. And if they don't if they don't agree to do that, then he will impose such harsh tariffs and he won't support them in war, just like he's threatening not to support Ukraine now. And, what basically he's saying is he's going to turn on all his allies. He's threatened Europe. He's threatened to take Greenland and use it as a strategic military island. He's threatened to take back the Panama Canal. Look at what he's done by changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Only a stupid American would agree on all these things that he's doing right now because they're ridiculous. And people are saying, I'm hearing a lot, this is his negotiation tactics. This is the way Donald Trump negotiates. Well, he has just kissed President Putin's arse, Vladimir Putin's arse, with this interview that he's done in putting Ukraine down like that. Now, I say to the American people, I say to Donald Trump and JD Vance, you start what you finished. Sorry, you finish what you started. And you're in for the long run now. You've got skin in the game. You've got £350 billion you've already invested. Now, you have invested more than what you can to not carry on supporting Ukraine. And I'll just add something to that. What is taking place right now is the second largest war in Europe since 1945. Since the last dictator decided to invade countries like Poland and all the others and just, storm across Europe and France and, go to war with the UK and a lot of other countries. If we hadn't have stopped that dictator behaving in that manner, we would very likely now all be having blonde hair, blue eyes and speaking German. He had to be stopped. And this is the same for Putin. Now I say to the world leaders in Europe, in the UK and in America, grow a set of balls. You have got the technology to stop Russia. And in its tracks right now, you've got the technology and the ability to push them back out of their country if you want to. But if you allow that to carry on, then the message you send out to all of the dictators that want to invade other countries is you can do it so long as you can sustain a war for a prolonged period of time and have the manpower and technology to be able to do that. It's acceptable. And that's the big point here, I think, that it has to end. Putin has to stop the invasion of Ukraine. He has to stop killing Europeans, and I mean by that Ukrainians. And, Europe will be a lot safer place if that happens. There are ways which this could be shut down very easily, you can give Putin an ultimatum and say, you've got 4 weeks to end it, back all your troops off and show that you're backing them out of the country and leave the territory that you've invaded already. Or you are going to pay a very, very dear price for that. And I'll just emphasise on something. You know, we have a lot of nuclear weapons in this country, and we could do a first strike on Russia and turn the whole place into glass. You know, we've seen Putin remain in power for over 30 years now. We've seen him throw people out of the windows of skyscrapers that have opposed him. We've seen, you know, him poison people here in the UK, in the sushi bar. You know, we have seen him kill Navalny, who was running against him in the elections, in the Gulag. He is not a very nice man. And what Putin wants to do is negotiate with him. Well, I'll tell you what this meeting that he set up looked like to me. It looked like Putin just wanted to secure rare earth mineral rights, but not give Zelensky a solid security that Putin would bring this to an end and leave the Ukraine entirely. And that's what caused all this. And I hated what JD Vance said. You need to say thank you. Have you said thank you yet? Can you believe it got to that level? And the both of them, JD Vance and Donald Trump, were both pointing the finger at Zelensky. And you could see by Zelensky's body language, he has walked into a hornet's nest. This was set up, and because it didn't look like Donald Trump was going to get his way, that's the way this all turned. You know, Donald Trump wants to take people's territory, wants to take people's resources, but he doesn't want to give nothing back. It's disgraceful. And then I was shocked that someone said to President Zelensky, "Have you got a suit?" That was appalling. I want to say this. Has Elon Musk got a suit? Because Elon Musk stands in the White House while his little child wipes bogies over the presidential desk and doesn't wear a suit. And I thought it was just a cheap and low shot for anyone to say such a thing. You know, Zelensky he's been in a war for over 3 years now, entering the 4th year. This is disgraceful. You know, no one in Europe wants to back off helping, but without America's help as an ally, this is not looking good. This looks like it could extend for many years unless people grow a set of balls. If Putin, give him an ultimatum, stop the war, otherwise we're going to take it to the very next level, and that is going to be a very ugly thing for you. You know what, I'm just going to say another thing as well. Human beings very rarely build things that they don't use eventually. And I know the word a nuclear war frightens a lot of people, but using strategy, you can win nuclear wars. You absolutely can win them. And if President Putin wants to gamble at his country on the fact that we won't use them, then he should be proven very wrong. You know, I think the world leaders need to be strong here. This can be stopped, and that invasion can come to a halt very quickly, or it can take another turn and get very ugly and resolve it in that way. And it'll only work out worse for Russians. You know, there's a stalemate at the moment. Something needs to be done. But to do nothing is absolutely the wrong thing, because, you know, if we did that in 1945, none of us would be speaking our native languages right now. It would be a different situation. I really think it was a disgrace what the White House did, and they pointed their finger at Zelensky and said he was the one that was being ungrateful. And to talk about you've got no cards in this game, and then, you know, when Zelensky was trying to answer their questions, they just talked over him. And he even brought that to the attention when he mentioned to JD Vance, do you think by talking loud to me will make what you're saying right. He tried to explain that, you know, this war has been going on since 2014, and then Donald Trump said no, 2015. He got his facts right. Wrong. Completely wrong. It has been going on since 2014. That was when they annexed Crimea. And it weren't enough. It didn't stop there. And Zelensky was trying to say Putin has broken his agreements 20 times. He said, so if we get another agreement now, what's to say he's not going to break that? I want to put it in another context and use another analogy here. If you've got a rapist that has raped and been found convicted 20 times and you release him, do you really believe that he will not go out there and rape again after that many convictions? And that's the same thing with Putin, and that's what Zelensky is concerned about, and that's what Ukrainians are concerned about. So, anyhow, guys, leave it till the 4th. We'll do a pole shift update and release the latitude and longitude of the latest position for you on that. And I would be interested in your thoughts in the comment section on this whole scenario, and especially, give me your thoughts. I know it's nobody likes to talk about nuclear war, but tell me what you think, whether it could be a good thing or the worst thing. But given the situation, Putin will not stop at the current rate, and we've used just about every low yield weapon we could do in that theatre right now. And it needs, I think, somebody to get a pair of balls and take it to the next step. Anyhow, give me your thoughts in the comments, and guys, consider supporting what we do on this channel. We don't have shops, we don't have merchandise, none of that nonsense. We ask for a bit of support, and that's it. I'll say what I usually do. You take care of your loved ones. As always, bye for now.